Most people have never heard of that blockchain. By the end of this video, you will understand why that is about to change. Welcome back to XRP and Friends. I'm your host. This is XDC Made Simple, Video 3. Stay until the end. There's a number I'm going to share that will change how you see this entire space. Let's get into it. Trade finance is the financial system that makes international trade possible. Every international shipment needs 3 documents to move. A letter of credit, the bank's promise to pay the seller once goods arrive. A bill of lading, the legal proof of who owns the cargo on that ship. A payment guarantee, the bank's assurance the buyer will pay no matter what. Without these 3, no international trade. The problem? All 3 still mostly run on paper. Printed, faxed, reviewed by hand. Lesson: trade finance has 3 documents behind every international shipment. All still mostly on paper. XDC is a blockchain built specifically to replace paper trade documents with smart contracts and digital tokens. Built by XinFin, launched 2019, 6 years, 0 downtime, 1 job. Replace the paper and global trade with code. What is it? Enterprise-grade blockchain, purpose-built for trade finance and real-world asset tokenization. Not general purpose, not speculative, built from day 1 for institutional use. How does it work? Remember those 3 documents? A letter of credit becomes a smart contract, executes automatically, no banker, no waiting. A bill of lading becomes a digital token, instant transfer, on-chain tracking, impossible to forge. A payment guarantee becomes programmable, funds released the moment delivery is confirmed. How is it managed? By code, not people. Smart contracts handle everything automatically. Hybrid architecture, public chain for transparency, private subnetworks for institutional confidentiality. What does it cost? Old system, $150, 5 days, 200 pages. XDC, 1/1,000,000th of a dollar, 2 seconds, 0 paper. 1 letter of credit. That's the difference. Not slightly better, 1,000,000 times cheaper, 1,000,000 times faster. What are the risks? Not risk-free. Let's be honest. Regulatory risk. Digital asset rules still evolving in some markets. Smart contract risk. Code can have bugs. 6 years with 0 major incidents is a strong signal. Did you know? XDC is legally recognized under M-Letter, an international law already adopted in the UK, Singapore, France, Germany, and 20+ other countries. Most blockchains do not even know this law exists. XDC was built around it from day 1. That legal standing is what makes XDC usable for real institutional trade finance. Not just a demo, a legally binding instrument in 20+ countries. 938 million transactions, already running at scale. Lesson: XDC, 1 job. 6 years in, 938 million transactions later, doing it better than anything else in the world. But how does it compare to the old system across every single criteria? Here is the honest side-by-side. The old trade finance system is a paper-based process managed entirely by people. What is it? Paper-based, human-managed, built for a world before the internet. How does it work? Documents printed, signed, couriered, or faxed between parties, each reviewed manually before the next step. How is it managed? By people, entirely, no automation. Every decision is human. What does it cost? $50 to $150 per letter of credit, plus days or weeks of waiting. What are the risks? Document fraud is common. Paper is easy to forge. There is a $2.5 trillion financing gap. Businesses that cannot get trade funding fast enough. Who is it for? Large corporations only. Small businesses mostly locked out. Lesson: the old system was built for a world where paper was the only option. That world is over. So let's put both systems side by side. Every criteria, no opinion, just the numbers. Speed, old system, days to weeks. XDC, 2 seconds. Cost, old system, $50 to $150 per letter of credit. XDC, around $0.01 per transaction. Fraud risk, old system, high, paper, easy to forge. XDC, near zero, blockchain verified. Accessibility, old system, large businesses only. XDC, any business, any size. Transparency, old system, low, opaque. XDC, full, on-chain, and auditable. Lesson: 5 criteria, 5 wins for XDC. The only question is how fast the world makes the switch. And you might be wondering, is XDC actually being used right now? Or is this still a plan? Let me give you one example that makes this real. India, 2026. Marundi Group digitized thousands of bills of lading on the India-Australia trade route. Processing time dropped from weeks to minutes. Live, not a test. And that farmer in Brazil from the beginning of this video? Vert Capital used XDC for a $500 million agricultural debt issuance. Farmers who never had access to global capital. Now they do, through XDC. Partnerships: R3 Corda, SBI Japan, Deutsche Telekom, Circle, Securitize, Animoca Brands. Governments: Qatar, Kazakhstan, Brazil, Panama, Indonesia, all active now. October 2025, XDC acquired Contour. Document digitization to on-chain settlement, one network. December 2025, XDC live on Bloomberg Terminal. Same screen as stocks and bonds. Lesson: XDC is live in India, Brazil, Qatar, Kazakhstan, and on Bloomberg Terminal, already inside the system. And now, that number I promised you at the very beginning. Here it comes. $30 trillion. That is where the tokenized real-world asset market is projected to be by 2030. XDC is the infrastructure being built to carry a significant piece of that. That farmer in Brazil we opened with? He's not a special case. He's the first of millions. XDC does not work alone. XRP moves value. XLM settles assets. XDC clears the trade documents. 3 layers, 1 financial system. So who is XDC for? If you're a business in international trade, XDC was built for you. If you're a bank processing trade documents, XDC removes the manual burden. If you're a small exporter locked out of trade financing, XDC opens that door. If you're an investor watching the $30 trillion RWA market, XDC is infrastructure worth understanding. If you're someone who had never heard of XDC before today, now you know why it matters. The old system was built for a world where paper was the only option. That world is over. The farmer in Brazil did not wait for the world to catch up. Neither should you. Lesson: XDC, one job, $30 trillion market. The infrastructure is ready. Now you know. That is episode 3 of XRP and Friends. If this gave you clarity on something that felt complicated, that's the whole point. Subscribe so you're here for every update as this story develops. Share this with one person who needs to see it. All sources are in the description. Read them. Educate, build, freedom, impact. See you in the next one.